Hey, World Entertainment, Unseen spooky season is right here. That's right, we are about to hit October. We're going to have a look at a story about something that's getting made, a reboot, if you will, of a story that has already been told on the big screen and small screen. We are, of course, talking about Sleepy Hollow. It's getting rebooted, and the writer promises it's going to uncover the uncharted sections of the book. Now, this version of Sleepy Hollow is going to come from the new Pet Sematary Bloodline, I believe it's called, a prequel. Lindsey Anderson Beer, who we will have another story about her in another video, because she has another story to talk about. So let's have a look at this. So Washington Irving's, I believe his name is Irving's, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow continues to stand out as an iconic piece, bathing in the eternal allure of the mysterious headless horseman and the quaint New York village, ensnared in supernatural events. Despite its timeless status, the narrative hasn't seen as many cinematic and televisual renditions as other literary marvels. Lindsey Anderson Beer, celebrated for her direction in Pet Sematary Bloodlines, is geared up to introduce audience to a fresh, unique perspective on this beloved tale. Okay, so Beer's artistic vision promises a reimagining of Sleepy Hollow that delves into the uncharted terrains of the novel. During a conversation with Collider, the filmmaker elaborated on her commitment to unearthing the neglected fragments of the narrative, elements obscured in the shadow of this prominent headless horseman saga. Her inquiry, akin to her journey in the Pet Sematary universe, revolves around the questions left unanswered, elements untouched, and the story's yearning for light and life on the silver screen. So she wants to tell you parts of the book that apparently weren't told. But that's a strange statement where it's kind of saying the elements that were untouched and stuff like that. There's a lot touched. Not so much in the TV series of Sleepy Hollow from, believe it or not, Alex Kurtzman, and at that time his original somewhat talented, well, the more talented one, Robert Orci, and that is his second name. That was the Fox show, because they took Ichabod to present day. But Sleepy Hollow, the movie, Johnny Depp, Tim Burton, Christina Ricci, that delved quite deep into Ichabod's childhood and stuff like that. But it continues. In Irving's immortal tale, Ichabod Crane, a schoolteacher, is engrossed in the charm and enigma of Sleepy Hollow. His pursuit of Catherine von Tassel and the ensuing rivalry with Abraham Broombones Van Brunt sets the stage for the legendary encounter with the Headless Horseman, as Ichabod is thrust into the whirlwind of eerie tales and faces the Phantom Horseman. His fate, shrouded in mystery, leaves an enduring impact on the readers and an infallible thirst for more. Previous notable adaptations, such as the animated The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Todd, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, and the Fox series Sleepy Hollow, have breathed life into Irving's legend, each adding a distinct hue to the narrative mosaic. Anderson Beer, however, is resolved to traversing beyond familiar terrain, seeking to unveil that which remains unseen and unspoken. Anderson Beer's Fascination with the rich lore of Sleepy Hollow, combined with extensive research into the Hudson Valley and authentic ghost stories, has fueled her creative flames, igniting a passion to bring forth a Sleepy Hollow rebirth, infused with newfound depth and dimension. Under Anderson Beer's guidance, Sleepy Hollow evolves beyond the simple retelling. It becomes a journey of discovery into uncharted territories, ensuring a cinematic experience rich in depth and mystery. Well, la-dee goddamn da. I liked the Sleepy Hollow series. I know a lot of people didn't. I liked it. The last season, the fourth season, was a huge drop off from the first three, but it was still enjoyable. But I did like the show. And I do really like the Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, Sleepy Hollow movie. It's got a certain charm to it. And I've always liked the story of the Headless Horseman. My mother never did. She always found it too grim and dark. But I was always fascinated by the tale of the Headless Horseman. Do I want a new take on it though? It depends how they do it and where they do it. Like, don't set it in present day. Even though we can see how that can work, don't do that. And don't make it kid friendly. You know, make it a hard R. The original movie was an R-rated movie, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was. It had to be. The amount of blood and stuff in that. It all depends on what they plan to do. Just what kind of story and way are they going to go at it. Because no matter what parts of the book you want to look at and stuff, the one thing that has to be front and centre is, of course, Ichabod and the Horseman. Yeah, that has to be the case. But again, I like the fact that they're trying to say, oh, it's going to be back on the big screen. Is it? How do we know this thing's not just going to get picked up by Netflix or something? Because there's nothing here on what studio this thing's supposed to be with. I would assume probably Universal. Universal seems to has all the horror stuff. I can't remember what studio had the Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow movie in. Yeah, I can't remember that. But there you go. With spooky season, some spooky news. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, so Sleepy Hollow coming back. Whether it's on the big screen or ends up being a streaming movie. They saying the big screen, we'll wait and see. And we'll wait and see whether it actually happens. You know, because the next story we have with Lindsey Anderson Beer is a story that we've heard before, and it ain't gonna happen. So let's see what happens with Sleepy Hollow. And with that, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.